Barack the Yahawah, Barack the Yahawashi, Barack the Yahawah, Barack the Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles. Shalawam Akim. This video is going to be a video on that the Israelites do not eat swine. Being an Israelite means that you don't eat swine. And I'm going to read 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter. I'm going to go through the whole chapter about showing how much Israelites aren't supposed to eat swine. I'm going to get it first in the law. This is Leviticus 11:7. It says, "And the swine, which is a pig, and the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Or their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch, they are unclean to you." When it says carcass, it's talking about the dead body of an animal. So a dead pig, you're not supposed to touch. And it just says it flat out in Deuteronomy 14:8. It says, "And the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass." So it says it right there, just dead carcass. Alright, so this is 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter, starting at verse 1. It says, "It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them that spake first said thus, What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers." So these men, these 7 brethren, Israelite men, would rather die than transgress the law of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. And the law says not to eat swine's flesh. Verse 3, it says, "Then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to made hot." Cauldrons are those things that you see like witches, those witches' pots, those big pots. It says, verse 4, "Which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the uttermost parts of his body, the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire, and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, The Lord power looketh upon us, and in truth hath comfort in us, as noises in his song, which witnessed to their faces declared, saying, And he shall be comforted in his servants. So when the first was dead after this manner, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, Wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? But he answered in his own language and said, La'ah, or no. La'ah is how you say no in Hebrew. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, Thou like a fury takest us out of this present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life. So these men have faith in Yahawashi and Yahawashi, saying they don't care about dying right now, because they know that they're going to live again. Verse 10, it says, After him was the third made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon, holding forth his hands manfully, and said courageously, These I had from heaven, and for his laws I despised them, and from him I hope to receive them again. And so much that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pains. Now when this man was dead, also they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, It is good being put to death by men, to look for hope from the Most High to be raised up again by him. And as for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life. They knew that these devils weren't going to get away with what they're doing, these brethren. It says, Afterward they brought the fifth also and mangled him. Then looked he unto the king and said, Thou hast power over men, thou art corruptible. Thou doest what thou wilt, yet think not that our nation is forsaken of Yahawah. But abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. After him also they brought the sixth, who being ready to die said, Be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power. Therefore marvelously things are done unto us. Marvelous things are done unto us. But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against the Most High, that thou shalt escape unpunished. So he's saying because they transgress the law of the Most High, this is the reason why they're going through what they're going through. But they're also condemning the king, saying that he's going to receive punishment for the evil doings that he's doing to these brothers. Verse 20 says, But the mother was marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of one day, she bare it with a good courage, because of the hope that she had in the Lord. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courageous spirits, and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach, she said unto them, I cannot tell how you came into my womb, for I neither gave you breath nor life, neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you, but doubtless the Creator of the world, who formed the generation of man and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again, as you now regard not your own selves for his law's sake. Now Antiochus, thinking himself despised, and suspecting it to be reproachful speech whilst the youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but also assured him with oaths that he would make him both a rich and a happy man if he would turn from the laws of his fathers, and that also he would take him for his friends and trust him with affairs. But when the young man would in no case hearken unto him, the king called his mother, and exhorted her that she would counsel the young man to save his life. And when he had exhorted her with many words, she promised him that she would counsel her son. But she, bowing herself towards him, laughing the cruel tyrant to scorn, spake in her own country language on this manner, O my son, have pity upon me that bare thee in 9 months in my womb, and gave thee suck 3 years, and nourished thee, and brought thee up unto this age, and endured the troubles of education. I beseech thee, my son, look upon the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein, and consider that Yahawah made them of things that were not, and so was mankind made likewise. Fear not this tormentor, but being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death, that I may receive thee again in mercy with thy brethren. So the youngest son's mother, after seeing her first 6 sons get tortured and murdered by the king for not eating swine, tells her youngest son to die manfully rather than to eat swine or transgress the laws of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. Verse 30 says, While she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, Whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment, but I will obey the commandment of the law that was given unto our fathers by Moses. And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of Yahweh Bahashim Yahawashi. For we suffer because our sins, and though the living Lord be angry with us a little while for our chastising and correction, yet shall he be at one again, with his servants. But thou, O godless man, and of all other most wicked, be not lifted up without a cause, nor puffed up with uncertain hopes, lifting up thy hand against the servants of the Most High. For thou hast not yet escaped the judgment of the Almighty Power, who seeth all things. For our brethren who now have suffered a short pain are dead under the Most High's covenant of everlasting life. But thou, through the judgment of the Most High, shalt receive just punishment for thy pride. But I, as my brethren, offer up my body and life for the laws of our fathers, beseeching the Most High that he would speedily be merciful unto our nation, and that thou by torments and plagues mayest confess that he alone is Yahawah, and that in me and my brethren the wrath of the Almighty, which is justly brought upon all our nation, may cease. Then the king, being in a rage, handled him worse than all the rest, and took it grievously that he was mocked. So this man died undefiled, and put his whole trust in Yahawah. Last of all, after the sons, the mother died. Let this be enough now to have spoken concerning the idolaters' feasts and the extreme tortures. So not only did these brethren not want to eat swine or go against our power, Yahawashi and Yahawashi, they condemned the king. That's how much we're supposed to be on Yahawashi and Yahawashi's side. That's how much we're not supposed to eat swine and break the law, statutes, and commandments. So this was just a quick little video for younger Akim coming into this truth. Kal Halalyam la Yahawah and Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and Shalawam to the elect.